Welcome to the beautiful marina here in National City, the second oldest city in our county, one that is rich with so much history and culture. I'm Courtney Dwyer. Coming up on this edition of Cox San Diego Connection, everything you've ever wanted to know about National City and why it is one of the fastest growing cities in our county. Welcome to National City. We are here today at the Marina, Pier 32, a beautiful day, and our first guest today, Mayor Ron Morrison. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you for having me.
The mayor for 9 years, you were on the council for 14 years. You really like it here, I take it, right?
I love it here.
Tell us a little bit about your time as mayor. You've seen a lot of things change. A lot of positive things too, especially in the most recent years, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's been huge amounts of change. I mean, let's be honest, National City used to have a reputation, and and reputations are one of the hardest things to overcome. But I think we've done a great job of that. And I mean, you see a city that's transformed, not only in physical appearance, but even more so in attitude and all the things that are going on and really becoming what is about now being known as a family place to be.
Culture and heritage seems really rich here too. People seem to care about that. Why do you think that is?
Well, I mean, we do have a very long history as far as comparatively for California. I mean, we're now, what, I think it's 128 years old as a city. And so we've been around a long time. We were very involved in early California and Western United States history. And we still have a lot of that history as far as physically around us. And so all of that's there, but even more so, we're a community where families stay. They don't, they don't leave, or even or for some reason, if they do leave, military takes them away or jobs, or whatever, they always keep coming back. And so it's this amazing thing of generation after generation. And even, you're from National City, you go to Sweetwater High School, you do all those things, and you have to leave and you go somewhere else. And I constantly hear from people that says, but National City is still in my blood.
Home. Yeah,
yeah, that's home. That I still count that as home.
So in the mayor's office right now, what are some of the big things that you're dealing with?
Well, a number of things. One thing is the port right here itself. This is kind of an anomaly, what we're seeing here at Pier 32. The port is 5 cities. We're different than all the other ports on the West Coast, which are a single city port. We're a 5-city port, which brings up a number of very interesting discussions. And of course here, when the other areas, the other cities, their port areas have hotels and restaurants and parks and everything else. We do have this little spot right here, and all the rest of it is all industrial maritime. So that's our discussion that's been ongoing. We've got some very critical discussions in the next couple of weeks with the port to see if we can't have more amenities like this in National City, and at the same time not hurting our maritime industrial area, because that's very needed from a regional standpoint. But for a local standpoint, we also need some things here for the people in National City.
Yeah, and another thing too, you guys have become pretty big tourist destinations, just being south of downtown San Diego. Talk
Correct.
a little bit about how you're building that right now.
Well, we're in a perfect location because, like, right behind where you're sitting, I see 2 different freeways coming together. Another freeway up immediately to the north. We have another one immediately. We have all these freeways coming together. We have all the transportation. The trolley, matter of fact, is running right behind you right now. All of those different things all come together here in National City. And before, they've always been used as a negative because they're dividers. They divide your town, all that kind of stuff. We're using them as positives as we bring people together. And so you see, as downtown's developing, we just put in our new hotel here, the Marina Gateway Plaza Hotel. It's been there for now almost 6 years. And the amazing thing is, it's had an average occupancy rate of 94%.
Wow.
It's because we built this great hotel. It's only a couple trolley stops from downtown. You get a 3-star room for a fraction of the price you pay downtown.
Right.
So people are flocking to come into areas like this. This marina is just, it was a gem that no one kind of knew was down here. Yeah. We put it in, and people have just, it has become the most successful marina in San Diego Bay.
I was going to say, they've clearly responded, right?
Clearly responded. People love this place. And, we've started tapping into all of that, and people are starting to find out about things about National City. We got more Victorian homes per capita than any city in California.
Talk about that, because I think
Sure.
that is so neat. Just the physical appearance of those, pretty incredible.
Right.
When you think about the history and what's happened in those homes, and that they're still standing and they look as beautiful as they do.
We have all of our Victorian homes have been restored with the exception of one, and it's in the middle of restoration right now. We have the depot, which is the last remaining terminus in the United States. Railroad terminus has been fully restored back to 1886 standards. And it was the depot that opened up the West.
Wow.
I mean, before that point, there was a monopoly. It cost $500 in those dollars for that day for a person to go from St. Louis to come to California.
Isn't that incredible?
That broke the monopoly, and because of that, it became $5 a person, and so people no longer had to travel for 6 months in a wagon to come to California.
Yeah.
They could take the train. It opened up the West. So, you got tons of history here.
A lot of people talk about the Victorian homes. Is there a spot that you like to visit? Maybe take friends that are visiting or family that's visiting when they come to National City? Or is your list too long?
Yeah, the list is long, but I could probably sum up in a few. I mean, one thing, you have the historic homes, and a lot of people love to see those, and the depot and all these different things. But then you've also got, if you want a little bit of different type of nostalgia, you want to go back to the 30s and the 40s,
Yeah.
and all that was all about the Hollywood in those days. All the Hollywood stars used to come through here to go to Jai Alai and to the horse races.
Okay.
And they would stop at a place called Cafe Le Maze. And so it is still set up 30s, 40s style, and is this nostalgia eating, everything else. People love this place.
That's special. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for your time. You've got a beautiful city here, lots to look forward to. We really appreciate you being here with us today.
Thank you for coming.
Mayor
Appreciate
Ron
it.
Morrison, thank you so much. A lot more ahead, all about National City when we come back. I'm Audra Stafford with Broadway San Diego. Annie, the world's best-loved musical, returns in time-honored form here to the San Diego Civic Theater.
It's the hard knock life for us.
Annie is such a family favorite because it's such a timeless and classic story. New generations will be sharing it with their children and grandchildren, and it will take them back to the first time that they saw the show.
Got no folks to speak of, so it's the hard knock row we ho.
Annie includes such unforgettable songs as It's the Hard Knock Life, I Don't Need Anything But You, plus the eternal anthem of optimism, Tomorrow. For more information, visit BroadwaySD.com. Welcome back to the marina here in beautiful National City, Pier 32. Our next guest on the show, Jacqueline Reynoso, the president and CEO of the Chamber of Commerce. Welcome.
Thank
you so much for being here. Born and raised in beautiful National City, and you're back here raising your family. You're the perfect person to tell us a little bit about what it's like to raise a family and work and play here in National City. What do you like most about it?
I love National City. One, it's centrally located. So being in beautiful San Diego, you want to be in the center of the region, and National City is truly in the center. We're close to downtown San Diego. We're close to the U.S.-Mexico border, close to the East County. We have access to the Bay, access to the mountains. But more than that, National City is really a vibrant place. Mm-hmm. It has a lot of culture, a lot of community, a lot of togetherness. So it's very cohesive in terms of, the community organizing efforts and development that's happening here, from the business community that, I have the pleasure of being involved with through the Chamber of Commerce, to all the different nonprofit organizations that exist here, like ARTS, A Reason to Survive, as well as Olivewood Gardens and Learning Center. So it's just, I think in a right place at the right time. And my kids are now able to take advantage, of all the different resources that are available. And it's truly thriving as well as a business community.
Talk about that thriving. You've been with the Chamber for about 8 years, right?
Yes.
You've seen a lot happen in those 8 years.
Exactly. So I've been with the Chamber now 8 years, and we've really seen National City grow and develop economically. There's been a lot of reinvestment into some commercial areas, commercial zones. The city's done a great job of really revitalizing areas that at one time, were maybe left a little bit abandoned, and so they've brought them back to life, like 8th Street with their Smart Growth Revitalization project. As well here in the marina, this has gone through a total transformation, and there are all these beautiful community assets that have been developed recently, and some that are planned for the future, like the Aquatic Center, which is now being termed the Adventure Center here in National City, which we see right behind us. And it's about quality of life and being able to offer more to the residents, to the visitors. And that's one of our foci as well, is that we've turned to really promote National City as a tourism destination or maybe even a staycation. You know, families are looking to stay close and do things that are fun and accessible, and you could find that here. I mean, we have a lot of rich history in National City. We have the historic Brick Road Plaza. There's some lovely Victorian homes, and a lot of people don't know this, but National City is actually the second oldest city in the county of San Diego, only second to the city of San Diego by about 6 months. So
that was a fun fact I learned
Yeah.
while we've been learning more about National City and the beautiful homes that are still here, you know, and people can go and visit them, those antique, beautiful Victorian homes. That's a special,
Exactly.
special thing. Talk a little bit about businesses here in National City. You've talked about it a little bit, but why is it so important to be in touch with the chamber and know what's going on right now?
Well, I think, you know, for any business to have a voice, it's always better for them to feel that they are part of a larger effort. And so what we focus on at the National City Chamber of Commerce is really representing the interests of businesses, small and large. For the most part, National City is comprised of a lot of small and medium-sized business owners, which is what makes it so unique, right? You have your mom and pop type of shops. You have, you know, some local eateries, and you know, what we try to do is really truly represent one voice of business. And so whether it's concerning policy matters, you know, on the future development of National City, if it's having access to City Hall so that we can help them process their permits, or any issues they may have, or if they have some really great ideas that they want to see, you know, developed in National City, we have a voice to do that. And we have, you know, a leadership team comprised of our board of directors. We have a great staff there. And we do everything from technical assistance workshops to networking opportunities where businesses can really feel that they have, you know, a partner in the community. And we also focus on a lot of community reinvestment and community outreach through our special events. So we're bringing together the community of business owners with families and residents and visitors. So we, you know, plan and organize large-scale community events as well, and it's all about promoting National City. So we are on the radar, and people know that this is a place that they can shop, they can dine in, they can visit with their families, that they can come and celebrate cultural festivities like the Mariachi Festival that's held, you know, at the beginning of every year in March. So those types of things is what I think keeps people coming back. They're part of something bigger. And we're here to kind of do the hand-holding as well. You know, there's a lot of small business owners that don't have a marketing department, that don't have public relations agencies, you know, working for them, and we essentially can serve that role on a, you know, smaller scale.
I think what's neat about National City is, as I learn more about it, people seem to all know each other. There's something special about everyone feeling like they're a part of everyone's life and supporting one another. Do you get that vibe when you're out and about with your family?
Definitely. National City is a small, tight-knit community. And, you know, as a matter of fact, if you look to our council members, from the mayor and the vice mayor and the council members, they're all Sweetwater High School graduates. In National City, there's only one high school. So it's kind of a product of that, right, where everybody does know each other. And you see it in city's leadership. So, you know, our port commissioner who represents National City, Mr. Robert Duque Valderrama, he's from National City, born and raised, you know, in the West Side, and he still lives in National City. He's now on the Chamber's board. And, you know, our leadership as well, Marcus Bush, who's the head of the Planning Commission for National City, born and raised in National City. And it's truly now, you know, reflective of our community members. You know, Duque is Latino, Marcus is African American and Latino. So it's great to see them in positions, you know, of influence where they can connect to the community and better represent the interest. And both dynamic individuals, you know, that we see. So you see that. And so, you know, when you're out and about at places like this, you know, at the Waterfront Grill, enjoying lunch, there's a lot of community leaders that you know, just interact with. And
And a fun fact we have to add, you were married right here. You married your husband right where we're sitting. Right?
I did get married right here. So I believe I was on this side and my husband was on that side, but we read our vows here.
How special.
8 years ago it was. So I married my husband Alexander right here at the Marina. I think it was the first wedding that they had celebrated. And
I can tell you're proud. The future is bright here in National City. Jacqueline, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. President and CEO of the Chamber of Commerce, thank you so much for your time. Much more on the city of National City when we come back.
Join Mana de San Diego for the event of the year, the 20th Brindis Gala, Friday, October 23rd, with the theme Dia de los Muertos. Enjoy gourmet food, live entertainment, and more, all while supporting the vital programs of Mana de San Diego, including Hermanitas, Latina Success, and scholarships. Mana de San Diego, empowering Latinas through education and leadership. Get your tickets today at manasd.org.
Welcome back to Cox San Diego Connection. Today we are featuring the city of National City. Our next guest, Dita Siamani. Welcome. Thank you so much. You wear a lot of hats here in National City. You're a business owner, active community member. You have a really interesting story too. You moved here in 1991 to start a business with your husband, right?
Yes.
Tell us a
Courtney.
little bit about that adventure.
Thank you very much, Courtney, and thank you so much for the opportunity of featuring National City here in our beautiful San Diego
It's a
County.
special place.
Yes, thank you. Well, my husband thought that National City is the best place to do business. So in 1991, we set up a small business, and we kind of like it here, so we stayed here.
Kind of like it here. You've become a role model for a lot of people who want to start small businesses. I know small business is kind of the heart and soul here in National City. What are you doing right now to help get people succeeding and help them feel that National City is the right place to be?
Courtney, National City is the right place to be because we continue to promote creating jobs. The leaders in this city are continuing to create opportunities for small business owners like myself to thrive and to be successful. So we, as small business owners, we get these opportunities and we send them down to our communities as well, so then we all succeed.
Well, that's
It's
the way it
a
should
community
be, right?
economic
It sure
development.
is. And
Yes.
it sounds like you guys have a great pattern, the way it's all working out. You're also a planning commissioner for the City of National City. Tell us what you do there.
I'm one of the 7 planning commissioners appointed by the mayor and council. We are a recommending committee to the mayor and council with regards to land code use or land code matters, such as conditional use permit, variances, and subdivisions. So it comes to us first, we filter it, and then it goes through the mayor and council for approval.
That works, and I know you're very involved in that. You're also very involved in the Filipino community here in National City. I know you take a lot of pride in that. Tell us a little about the culture, the heritage here in National City.
In National City, the Filipino American community continues to make sure that our culture and heritage is alive. We have a lot of organizations and associations who continue to promote our culture, our heritage. We have Pasakat here that teaches Filipino culture and dances, because in dancing, that's where you emote the cultural experiences of the Filipino community. We have the Council of Teaching Filipino Language and Culture. These are group of educators and community leaders who continue to keep our younger generation learn of our cultural heritage and of course of our values.
And why has that been so important for you, especially given your story and coming here in 1991 and everything you've been through?
Coming here from the Philippines, very, very poor, the opportunities that we have gathered to be able to give back to our community. It's very important to keep our younger generation understand that value of respect, of better quality of life, of good education, and these are very important because that's our culture.
Everyone I've talked to here in National City says that the future is very bright. In your opinion, why is this one of the best places to work, play, and live in San Diego County?
National City, we're doing great things in National City. Just like I said, it depends on the people and its leadership. Right now, our leadership is doing a good job. People are all engaged in making sure that our community succeeds. Continuous promotion of our city, opportunities are coming, creating jobs, so people will stay, people will want to work here and will want to live here.
When you walk around National City, maybe with your husband, down the street at your business, what are you most proud of when you kind of take it all in and you see what's happening here in National City?
I'm proud of how our city evolved, and we will continue to evolve. Diversity is very big here in National City. It's the center of it all, just like what we said. National City is the center of it all. We have the diversity. We have different culture that we learn from, and we get our experiences from, to be able to deliver the best services, to give a better education to our younger generation.
I think you have such a neat story. You've touched on it, coming here in 1991, not having very much and building a life here. What's your advice to people who are maybe going through tough times right now or hoping to build a business like you have?
Growing very poor, born and raised in the Philippines, coming here because of family who migrated here because of the military. So I'm one of those success stories of a military family. I think continuing to keep the values of working hard, if not harder, of continuing to respect elderlies, and helping back, with whatever you can.
Yeah.
We didn't have those opportunities in the Philippines. Growing up, nobody will help you because they also are helping themselves. But here, there's that opportunity, and I'm blessed to be able to give back to the community that I love so dearly.
Anything else you want to add about National City?
Well, it's a great place to stay. It's a great place to do business. It's a great place to work and
you're
live.
living proof, right?
Yes, Courtney, I am, and I'm happy. I'm grateful of the opportunities that the city and its leaderships are providing to our people.
Well, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it, and good things are happening here, and we thank you for that.
Good things, only. Thank you so much, Courtney. Thank you for the opportunity.
You're welcome. Dita Siumani, much more ahead on National City when we come back.
Cox Communications is proud to support Mana de San Diego. The nonprofit women's organization empowers Latinas through education and leadership through several programs, including Hermanitas Mentorships, scholarships, health fair, and the Latina Success Leadership Conference. For more information about Mana de San Diego, visit manasd.org. Brought to you by Cox Communications and San Diego Honda dealers, committed to supporting and celebrating diversity.
When you see someone struggling, the impulse to help is undeniable. Giving clothing and supplies to people who are homeless on the streets may seem compassionate, but it's not helpful. Leaving items on the street causes people to fight over the most in-demand goods, putting everyone at risk. We urge you to give your items to a service provider who will deliver donations with dignity and respect. Make sure your good intentions are helping, not hurting our brothers and sisters who happen to be homeless.
Welcome back to the marina here in National City, Pier 32. I am joined now by Healy Vigderson, the Executive Director of Olivewood Gardens. And from what I hear, everyone in National City, they talk about this place and they say it really is a hidden gem. Welcome to the show. Tell us a little bit about Olivewood Gardens for those who aren't familiar with it.
Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of this. Olivewood Gardens really is a hidden gem. It's a garden and nutrition education center, and the reason it's a hidden gem is because we're a garden oasis in the middle of a quiet residential neighborhood right here in National City. We have about 7 acres of beautiful organic gardens and a 120-year-old Victorian house on our property.
Let's talk about that house, because there's something special about that. It's very historic, right?
It is. The house was built in 1896 by Oliver Noyce. And when he built the house, at that time, there were just agricultural fields surrounding the house and in the area. And he actually stayed and became the first postmaster of National City. Wow. And his wife became a part of the very first garden club. So from the late 1800s, the property has had a connection to not only agriculture, but gardening.
That is really special. Talk a little bit about your mission, what you're doing for the people who live and work here in National City.
Our mission at Olivewood is to empower children and their families from all over the county to become healthy and active citizens. And we do that through organic gardening and environmental stewardship education and nutrition education. So we have classes for children and for adults. We get them out in the garden and get their hands in the soil and teach them where their food comes from and how it grows. And then we take them into the kitchen and we provide hands-on cooking classes for kids and adults and families together to learn how to prepare healthy and fresh foods.
Why is this so important right now, this movement that you guys have going there? I mean, it's gaining a lot of exposure. A lot of people are finding out about what you're doing. Why is it so important right now?
Well, right now people are beginning to understand the importance of food in controlling their health outcomes. And in National City, we're a working class town. People don't have a lot of extra money to spend, and they have to make tough choices about their food and their health. And cooking healthy is the key to living a healthy life. And so what we're doing here is we're trying to sort of address the obesity issues and the health issues that are related to food. In National City, nearly 50% of our kids are overweight or obese. So that means if you walk into any classroom, half of the kids have an issue with their weight, which is directly related to food. And when we look at those families, we see that 80% of those families have at least one adult in the household who's overweight or obese. So we know that there's a real need right here in National City to look at food and how we eat.
And you certainly are making an impact. Talk a little bit about what you've accomplished so far.
Well, we've been operating our programs for just 5 years, so we're very new, and we're extremely proud of the participation that we've had from the whole community here in National City and from throughout the county. We have so much support from the County Board of Supervisors, from the City of National City, the mayor, the council. We're very appreciative, and what we're seeing is that the kids and their parents are responding extremely well. We've had over 40,000 visits to the gardens in the last 5 years. We're seeing that kids are eating healthier. They're eating more fruits and vegetables than they were before their visits. They're able to identify more fruits and vegetables, and they're able to choose and make healthier choices when it comes to snacks at home and at school. We're also working with teachers and providing teacher trainings, so we're trying to reach the whole community. We're working with the kids, the parents, the teachers, and the community at large.
Something special too, you guys were just featured in a documentary, and it's getting a lot of exposure right now. Talk about that.
We're so excited and so honored that a documentary film was made about our Cooking for Salud program, which is our parent education program. And when our Cooking for Salud participants graduate, they become kitchenistas. And the word kitchenista comes from putting kitchen and ista, which means professional in Spanish, together. So these are now kitchen professionals when they graduate. And a documentary film was made called The Kitchenistas of National City. And the film is not yet been released to the public. We're just submitting it to film festivals around the world. And we're so excited to announce that we've been accepted to the Global Health Film Festival that will be a 2-day festival in London at the end of October.
Wow, congratulations.
So National City, Olivewood Gardens is going to be on the global scene at the end of October.
For people who are watching this and thinking, you know, that's the perfect idea, I need something like that in my community, what's your advice to people on starting this and starting this conversation with families and people in your community about eating healthy?
I think that the important thing to keep in mind is that we're lucky that we have this beautiful property and we have this gorgeous house, but you don't need any of that to do some of the things that we're doing. You can do in a very simple way some of the programs that we're providing, the cooking classes, the gardening classes, and I would encourage anyone who's interested in learning more about us to visit our website, olivewoodgardens.org, and come and see us in person or give us a call. We're always happy to share our knowledge, and we actually have a program that's based on Olivewood Gardens that's going on in Baja California, in La Paz. There's a garden program there. They came, they saw what we were doing, and now they've implemented an Olivewood Gardens style program in their community garden there.
People like what they're seeing, like what you're doing. Well, congratulations again. Thank you so much for your time. Anything else you want to add?
I just want to say how happy I am to be a part of the National City community. We're a lovely, wonderful family, and for anyone that hasn't visited National City, I encourage you to come and visit us.
Healy, thank you so much for your time. We really, really appreciate it, and I appreciate what what you're doing too here in National City. That's going to wrap up this edition of Cox San Diego Connection. I'm Courtney Dwyer. For more information, just go to our website, 4sd.com.